thank you all for what you're doing. But why don't we, David, maybe I'll turn it over to you and maybe have everybody just introduce themselves and you can open it up for some discussion.
Sure.
Let's pass the prize around here. I'm not going to
I'll just say a few words and then we can go around the room and everybody say a few words about who you are and what you're doing here and what you do in your business. As Peter said, I'm excited because this is a mechanism that small investors, that we can actually bring people to invest in these technologies when we haven't had that ability. Because when you look at mutual funds and stuff, there's not a lot out there that you can put your money into besides oil and gas and other things, which we don't want to. So we like to stimulate and get the smaller investors out there putting money where their mouth is and helping our industry. So that's the exciting piece, because our tax code is slanted more towards these older technologies and conventional technologies. So that's what's really interesting. And it goes to our idea in Vermont of more community scale anyways. Everyone wants to own and be part of these projects we do. So that's very important. Anyways.
So again, that's actually a really good point, because the more local production there is of energy, the more that money stays circulating in that local economy. Thank you.
So, my name's Chris Lamonia. I'm with Green Lantern Capital. Luke and I are in Green Lantern. And I'll let Luke...
Capital mobilization is a big part of what we do, and we're very passionate about it. Personally, I've been in this industry for a couple of years now. Currently, the renewables industry depends in large part on tax equity financing. That is hard stuff. There are a number of people in the room who have been involved in some of these transactions. It's hard to do. It's very expensive. And frankly, it sort of limits the available, the pool of investors who can invest, via tax equity financing vehicle. Pretty small. This MLP is in, potentially, real estate investment trusts being allowed to invest in energy assets has the potential to do what the Jobs Act might do for venture capital, albeit with a far lower risk profile.
And it's essentially private money doing the job.
We'll give the everyman investor the ability to invest in projects like this. Incredibly helpful.
My name is Sanjeev Chaudhary. I'm with Draker. And at Draker we do solar monitoring and asset management for solar PV systems. And just to echo some of the sentiments here, financing is one of the big stumbling blocks to putting in more solar PV projects, not just here in Vermont, but everywhere across the country, across the world, quite honestly. Providing new and varied sources of financing for solar PV projects is certainly going to be helpful in getting more projects on the ground, and that helps our business for sure.
You guys are doing a great job. Thanks.
Eileen Nunez with Nunez Electric. We're in Franklin County in Highgate. And we recently became certified tracker installers last year. My husband went through solar panel installation training years ago, and we were not able to break into the market because of how expensive the projects were, and we just couldn't find the customers. Last year we got our first customer. We partnered with Caleb and AllEarth, and things are kind of taking off now, and right now we're getting a lot of questions about financing for people who can't afford the upfront cost but still want to support this technology. So we're happy to be here, and we would be happy to sell that financing to our customers.
And add quite a bit for the business too, lately, because we do the Nunez Electric, and it was in addition to our company, I have the work. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Andrew Savage with AllEarth, and a proud former staff person of the congressman. So I'll let others speak, but you guys are.
to skip anybody in the back here, but
Yep, no, go ahead.
Doug Goldsmith, Chief Operating Officer of AllEarth Renewables, and I think probably echo what people have said already, to add to it as the conversation goes.
I'm Guy Roberts, I'm Chief Technology Officer for Avatar Energy, just down the road in South Burlington. And we make anaerobic digesters. And at this point, in order for us to sell digesters to farms, we're looking at a financing structure where we have investors buy the system for the farm, host it on the farm. Currently, legislation for on-farm methane is working really well. We're looking at a huge opportunity in food waste. And at this point, because off-farm methane is lumped in with biomass in general, there's very little incentive for people to invest in that technology. We're looking to institutions to potentially buy it for themselves and do net metering, but to be able to bring financing into that section would be a huge coup for the industry. And we think that there's, I think with biomass or with biogas, I think we'll be able to hit that in food waste, in addition to methane from farms. I think we'll be able to hit that 25% potential power for the state. Which is a huge, there's a huge food waste market potential, and we're working.
So there's a financing issue and a collection issue, I imagine.
Mainly just because the institutions have their capital tied up in other ways. Investors see a big opportunity to basically take, especially on larger systems, be able to benefit from the renewable energy credits and the carbon credits, et cetera. That the investors, that the institutions would like to adopt themselves, I'm sure, but again, financing in this economy is a really attractive option. Thank you.
Doug White, I'm a local PM. I've seen this make jobs, and I've seen these things work, so just interested in keep it going, keep it rolling.
I'm Chris Lennerman. I'm an engineer, and I'm here. The engineering part we've got is getting this financing to clients is my big question, where I always can't do the pro forma to make it work.
Right.
And that's why I'm here trying to learn.
My name is Dwayne Peterson. I'm president of SunCommon, which a year into our business I think is the largest residential solar business in Vermont now. And I think a big part of our success has been harnessing outside capital. And so MLPs for renewables, yeah, let's go. We're really excited about it.
So where do you get your capital now? It's probably individual investors putting up a larger amount?
Several ways. One is a manufacturer's lease. Lease financing is fueling the tremendous growth in residential solar across America. And we've worked with 2 local credit unions to cook up a solar loan program that's attractive to Vermonters.
I'm Carly Schwer, and I'm the new marketing coordinator at AllEarth Renewables. So I'm just kind of shadowing, but it's great to hear everything that people are saying. So,
Joyce DeCian, I'm Director of Human Resources here at AllEarth, and I would like to hire more people, so we're hoping this works.
I'm Bob Farnham. I'm a blogger from New Hampshire, and I like to spread the word about sustainable and renewable energy projects.
I'll stand up so I can see everybody. I'm Ken Pigeon. I'm with Engineers Construction. We're a local contractor, and we've been installing the foundation system as well as erecting and assembling the above ground portion. It's meant jobs for the company. It also has allowed us to expand our expertise. We took what we've been installing these helical screw-in foundations for hundreds of these units that we put in. And we've developed a kind of an understanding of how to do that in the technology and also some of the equipment. And now we have teamed up with a helical foundation installation company supplier and allowed us to expand our business beyond what's even done with Dave and his group.
Martha Staskis, actually chair of the board of Renewable Energy Vermont, and also worked on Georgia Mountain Community Wind. So looking at other wind projects in the future on a different scale, perhaps, which definitely bring jobs. I just had a meeting this morning with a local contractor who brought quite a few jobs to the Georgia project, and they're looking at how they can continue to benefit from a renewable development in the state.
I'm Chad Farrell, principal with Encore Redevelopment in Burlington, and as project developers, we're very interested in all financing tools that we can have in our toolbox, and this is really exciting legislation that you and Senator Coons have been working on. We really appreciate it. Anything that can drive down the cost of capital for these projects and result in greater deployment, it's going to lower the total cost of the installations and create a more vibrant and robust market that's going to allow everybody to benefit from these projects, whether from the investor standpoint or whether from an ownership standpoint. You know, it seems like we've come a long way, but we still have a ways to go. You know, it was a couple of years ago that we put our first project together, and it was, I call it the Frankenstein model, where we had to have grants and 2% debt and a little bit of tax equity and somebody else to fill in the equity.
Institutional framework too.
There was no scalability in that model, so it was incredibly challenging. And because of the great work that a lot of people in this room are doing, and you as well, we see a bright future for more and more of these projects, which do result in tremendous job creation potential.
Go ahead. My name is Jeff Forward. I'm a renewable energy consultant, forward thinking consultant, so I figure I might as well use my name in a constructive way. When my son graduated from college, he bumped around Europe some, and one of the things he came across over there that I found was really interesting is that they had a model where older folks could invest in a windmill as part of their retirement strategy, which is very similar to what you're talking about. I've got a 25 kilowatt group net metered solar project on my farm. And one of my motivations for doing it is my kids are grown, we don't have any college debt, I paid off my mortgage, my consulting business is going
sounding pretty good to me so far.
My consulting business is going pretty well, and I've got some money. What do you do with it? I'm middle-aged, middle income. I've got money in the bank, and what do you do with it? So you have the opportunity. You want to invest in renewable energy right now? You buy stock in GE. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like stock. I don't like Wall Street. I don't like stock. I'd much rather invest in something that I can touch, feel, and is compatible with my values. And I think, if you look around, there are a lot of people our age. The boomers are out there, and there are a lot of people that are going to be in this age bracket that are looking for a way to invest with a modest return that's reliable, dependable, and can take you forward. And one of the great things about renewable energy is that the sun's going to shine, the wind's going to blow. It's going to work. You can figure it out almost to the penny. What the return is going to be. Try doing that in a bank. Try getting a CD, the turtle. And Wall Street, and all I do is lose money on Wall Street. So I'm really excited about what you're talking about. I think it is the way of the future for these community projects.
Thanks, Jim.
So I'm Dave Kirpin. I'm an attorney in town at Dinzy, Knapp, and McAndrew. And fortunately tonight I've been at the front lines of representing investors and developers in these projects and getting together the financing. And as Luke and Chris said, it's hard and it's complicated. And when we try to put these together locally, there's been a lot of roadblocks with the way the tax equity financing comes in and scaling it to Vermont. And the more tools that we can put in the toolbox to get these projects built and financed, the better. I think MLPs could go a long way, both locally and nationally, to get more players and more investments. So it's a thorny knot when we pull out the diagram of what these things look like on paper. People, their eyes roll back in their head, and then I say, well, it's an inverted lease, and they say, well, so if the MLPs are a way to add some more flexibility here, I think that it'd be really nice to have.